Kia ora koutou. Ko Ngāti Mutunga, tōku iwi, ko Kelsey, tōku ingoa. Good neighbours come from all different races and cultures. To quote the Tui ad, yeah, right. There are countless examples around the world where this just doesn't ring true. Look at Darfur, Gaza, Rwanda, Cambodia, Zimbabwe, and that hardy perennial Northern Ireland, and you can see in crystal clarity, or, as our generation will think of it, high definition, that different races and cultures just don't seem to be able to get along without violence, bloodshed, and fear being part of the mix. It's human nature, isn't it? We like the familiar. We're comfortable with what we know. Difference and change are to be feared and, if possible, avoided. Of course, we like to think things are a little different in good old New Zealand, that we all live in peace, harmony and friendship in the land of the long white cloud, Aotearoa. But even here, we see instances of mindless violence and antagonism towards people of different cultural and religious backgrounds. Every bad driver in Auckland is Asian. If you don't get the spelling of your hometown changed, you throw rocks through the mayor's window. Even as far south as Invercargill, people are refusing to serve customers in cafes because of something that is happening 10,000 miles away. We have enough neighbours at war to create a television series. Crikey, as the late, great Steve Irwin used to say, could it be that we should all live in countries, communities and neighbourhoods where we all look and think exactly the same? I was pondering just this question. No, I really was, when my new neighbours moved in this summer. 4 of them, a mum, a dad and 2 wee kids. I sat and watched them unload their furniture. There were things I recognised, beds and things, but there were other things I've never seen before. Their clothes were weird too, colours and patterns you don't see down south. Well, not unless you're going to a dress-up party or something. And the food, the strangest cooking smells wafted over the fence. They ate late too, later than we do, after 5 most nights. Those new neighbours, I'd never seen anything like it. Yep, I thought, those Aucklanders sure are a strange bunch. There goes our nice Dunedin neighbourhood, I thought. Who knows what strange goings-on will occur now we have Aucklanders among us? But then I began to consider the other neighbours in our street. Mr. Harrison and his perpetual battle over fence lines and tree heights with the Jameses, Aotea Street's very own little Gaza strip. Or Mrs. McGuckin, a first-generation New Zealander of the Catholic persuasion, hailing from the Falls Road part of Belfast. Well, let's just say we're really thankful there's no one from the Shankhill Road side of the divide living on our street. I don't in any way mean to trivialise these terrible events and tales of human tragedy by comparing them to my neighbours in Dunedin, just that you can see little parts of them being played out in our playgrounds, our classrooms, and in our very own neighbourhoods. Does Obama's election in the United States mean that the old distrust and centuries of enmity there are at an end? No, it does not. Does John Key's policy for inclusion of Māori in the new national government mean that the bitterness and oppression of the past has been forgotten and forgiven? No, it does not. Does the Australian government under Kevin Rudd issuing their first official apology to the Aboriginal people mean that the stolen generations have got back what they lost? No, it does not. But it does signal that a new era is upon us, one where tolerance and inclusion may well take the place of conflict and confrontation. It is too early to say whether Barack Obama or even John Key can deliver a more peaceful and united place for us all to live together. Hey, and you never know, the Aussie, Kevin Rudd, might even help out. But at least they are showing there is a way to achieve better societies, better countries, and even better neighbourhoods by taking a step back, by listening, understanding, and appreciating the differences that exist between us. we may well be able to agree. Good neighbours really can come from all different races and cultures. Our leaders appear to be moving in the right direction. So how can we do the same? Dad threw a potluck dinner a few days after those Aucklanders moved in. You know, one of those things Southlanders do to welcome new people to a town or a neighbourhood. I really didn't want to be there. I wanted to withdraw in and away, spend the day on Facebook, where you never have to talk to anyone face to face, despite what its brand name suggests. But I had to be there, standing, listening to strangers trying to communicate, every sentence layered with politeness and just a little forced. You know the type of thing. So what do you do? How are you liking the Dunedin weather? Your roses are just stunning this year. How do you do it? Like many of the things my father does, I wondered why he bothered. We'd hardly been close to the last lot of neighbours. Why make an effort with these ones? Because it's the right thing to do, Kelsey, my dad said. When you meet others, you should be friendly, not shy away and spend the day on head book. Yeah, Dad, whatever, I said. A couple of days later, we got a thank you note. One simple act of kindness is all it takes. My dad going out of his way to invite this new family into our home was all it took. I learnt that day that each of us has to make an effort. Change won't come if we don't act. If we don't stop talking past each other, stop just hearing and start actually listening. Because as Henry David Thoreau once said, things do not change, we change. Each of us has the ability to take the first step. Obama's done it, Key, Rudd. In order for it to have an effect, we all need to do it. Change won't come until we are all on board, having potlucks. I think we're witnessing a sea change. Society is changing course. Let's hoist the sails and see where it takes us. See the amazing, wonderful world that we could all live in if we all do a little something for someone. If we're caring and compassionate, engaging and accepting of others. No matter what race you are or what culture you belong to, you have the ability to be a good neighbour. It's a choice. Make the right one. After all, if you're not friends with your neighbours, when you go away somewhere, who's going to feed the cat? Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.